I first met Armand in 2017. We both went to his brother's engagement party in Toronto.
I was hosting it, and this absolute bombshell walks into the room, and I'm thinking like, oh my God, what am I gonna say to this girl? Oh my God, I gotta think of something. I couldn't think of anything.
I believe it was March that we met, and he stood out to me. He made a very good first impression. He was such a gentleman.
So finally, I was just like, okay, go with the standard. So I walked up and I said, hi, my name's Armand. I'm hosting this party. Please let me know if I can get you anything.
At one point in time, he even found a piano and had everyone singing Piano Man. And it was just a very good, very fun first time meeting him.
I was stunned. This absolute angel floated into the room, and I was thinking, oh my God, this is the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my entire life. And I was at a loss for words.
I needed a date to a wedding, and he said yes to being my date to that wedding. So ever since that day, we talked every single day leading up to the wedding. I think it was like a month and a half. The first date we would have had, it wasn't planned, but it was more spur of the moment exciting. He stopped by in London where I was working because he wanted to see me while he was on his way to Toronto, and we went around the corner to a cafe. It was very exciting. I remember being comfortable and just excited and nervous at the same time.
Our first date was on July 3rd of 2017. So even though we had that great first date and we had a bunch of dates in between then, she said I couldn't officially be dating her unless we were in Toronto.
Since he lived in Amherstburg and I lived in Toronto at the time, we really got to know each other through all of those conversations, and it was just really nice.
So I was hustling, I had to find a job, I got one. I ended up in Toronto in the first week of October 2017. So October 2017, even though we celebrate our anniversary on July 3rd.
I feel like I've known for so long. It happens so naturally. It just feels so comfortable, and it's nothing like I've ever experienced. I feel like I've known for very early on that he was different, that our relationship was different.
I was telling people before we even started dating that if I can get a date with this girl, I'm gonna marry her. And I was so thrilled about that idea. And I was so excited. We would stay up all night talking and texting each other.
He just feels like home, and it's very exciting, and it's very comfortable, and it's very natural. And I'm really excited to keep growing with him and for the rest of our lives together. I remember the first time Armand told me that he loved me. I got to his place before he came home from work, and I started making him dinner. I tried really hard to make him something nice and yummy, and as soon as he walked in the door and he saw me in the kitchen, he told me that he loved me. It was very beautiful and very in the moment, and it was very special, and we haven't stopped saying it since.
It wasn't a question of if, it was a question of when. I knew I was going to be marrying her. I just had to figure out how I was going to make that happen. How was I going to be able to give her a life that I knew she wanted? It took a few years for me to get myself into that position, but here we are.
The day that Armand proposed, I was so surprised. We had talked a long time about being together and growing our lives together, and one day having a family, which we're both really excited about. So I know he was the guy for me for a very long time. He surprised me. It was just the two of us. It was absolutely lovely and a day I will never forget. And I'm really excited for this next stage in our lives together.
Jordana is the most enthusiastically supportive person I have ever met. She is unconditionally supportive of anything the people she loves wants to do. She is locked in. She is on board to help. She's just amazing that way. She's so selfless. She is constantly thinking about other people.
I can't imagine my life without him. My life has changed completely because of him. He makes up these wonderful, ridiculous, silly songs all the time, and it just brightens my day, and it's just so fun that he's genuinely, truly himself. He's the smartest person that I know, and it's so inspirational seeing him grow as a person.
Well, I can be a real cerebral, caught in my own head kind of guy, and Jordana is amazing at reminding me, hey dummy, there's a whole world here right in front of your nose. Don't get lost up there. But the pursuit of trying to keep up with her is a success in and of itself.
He makes me a better person. He challenges me to show up for myself, to show up for us. He encourages me to grow, to learn, to follow my dreams and my passions, and I wouldn't be where I am today without him. There are so many songs that make me think of Armand, but I have this one song that every time I hear it, I think of him. It's I Love You Always Forever. I remember being in our condo when we lived together in Toronto, and it's a fun, upbeat, but happy song. And just us dancing in the kitchen, having a great time. And it's about love, so it's also beautiful, and it's such a great memory. And a song I think of every single time I hear it, and I listen to it all the time.
There's a song by Nat King Cole called Unforgettable. And there's a line in there that really sums up how I feel about us as a couple, because it goes, "That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I'm unforgettable too."
That someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable.